Hi, it's Mike. Okay, so I got this brand new camera, webcam thing. It's a Microsoft, what's called LifeCam, and it seems to be pretty terrific. It's a little tiny thing. About the face of it is about as big around as a nickel, I suppose, maybe almost a quarter. But it's a very cool little camera. It puts out a great picture, as you can see here. A lot better than what I had. Anyway, I wanted to address something that's been out there, particularly in the last few days. There's a lot of idiocy that started around the 10th of August that Congress was exempting themselves from Obamacare, that they had voted to exempt themselves from Obamacare. Truth is, that's not true. What happened was that Congress decided to when they were passing Obamacare, Iowa Republican Congressman Chuck Grassley added an amendment into the bill that said Congress and their employees now must be part of this exchange. Well, the whole idea was it was going to create a talking point when the Republicans were going to be able to say, those damn Democrats, they think that Obamacare is good enough for the people, but not good enough for Congress, which is normally the way Congress operates, by the way. Okay, that is normally the thing for Congress. But what happened was the Democrats, in a move that was just maybe too clever by a half, they embraced the idea of of being members of this insurance exchange, being members of Obamacare. They embraced it, and so here's where the problem started. The thing is, there's no mechanism for Congress to be a part of the Affordable Care Act because it was made for businesses that were less than 100 employees. Businesses with more than 100 employees aren't even going to be able to contribute to the program until 2017, okay, by the law. I mean, this is how it is. Congress, well, let's say the United States government in general, is the largest employer in the United States. I think it might be the largest employer in the world. They're even bigger than Walmart, believe it or not. And the truth is, there was no mechanism in place, and so they were scrambling. How are they going to, get these people in? How are they going to get themselves into these exchanges where the United States government pays most of their health care costs anyway? So the question was, how are they going to be able to put themselves into this thing when no mechanism was even put in there? And when Grassley made his amendment, he did not add in there the fact that Congress could be part of this. It still said employers of 100 people or less. Anybody over 100, they couldn't be a part of it until 2017. So what happened was, last week, Congress had a big vote on this. And this is why everybody, and I'm not one that bashes Fox News. I think they call out a lot of the BS from the Obama administration, but this time they were wrong. This time they were saying, Bill Hemmer was one of them, saying that Congress was exempting themselves from Obamacare. If Obamacare is so great, why is Congress exempting itself? Well, they weren't. They weren't doing that. What they were doing was having a vote granting themselves an exception so that they could join Obamacare. Because obviously the United States government and Congress itself is more than 100 employees. So what they did was they voted to allow themselves to join these exchanges so that their employees could go and they would get most of their health care paid for regardless of what insurance plan they chose off of these exchanges. That's what that was about. But of course, this really isn't a case of the boy crying wolf. The fact is that Congress has exempted themselves from a lot of things, man. Congress will make a law for the people and then exempt themselves from it. it didn't happen this time. This time, it is a bunch of hype that Congress exempted itself from Obamacare. All they did was exempt themselves from the provision that prevents them from being a part of this until 2017. Congress can now be a part of these insurance exchanges as of January the 1st of 2014. So that's where that is. And I wanted to, because I'm the guy that I'm going to smack the Democrats hard. I'm going to smack the Republicans as often as I can too. I'm an independent. I think both sides have good and bad, and both sides are just as wackadoodle one side as the other. So, but this time, all that hype is incorrect. Obamacare does now apply to the Congress where it actually didn't before, because there was no mechanism to allow that to be done. There now is, as of this vote that happened this last week. So that's a bunch of nonsense. So if you hear it, now you know the truth. Congress simply, they had to write a rule that applied only to them, or only to the U.S. government, so that they and their employees could have health care as of January 1st, 2014. So, there you are. See you later.